Big update coming out of Martinsville. Ryan Blaney says he and Denny Hamlin are all good after their late race contact. But not everyone is buying that this story is over. And while Trackhouse Racing is struggling overall, one driver is quietly stepping up in a big way. Shane Van Gisbergen might be having a breakout season. Let's get into it. Welcome back to NASCAR World News, your home for daily NASCAR updates, race breakdowns, and everything happening across the sport. Late in the race, Blaney and Hamlin were battling hard for position, both pushing for a strong finish. Coming off turn 4, things got tight. Hamlin drifted up the track slightly on exit, while Blaney stayed committed to his line. The two made contact, and Blaney ended up hitting the outside wall. That moment dropped him back in the field, but to his credit, he didn't fall apart. He regrouped, kept control, and managed to fight his way back to a solid finish. Meanwhile, Hamlin continued forward and ended the day near the front. Now here's where things get interesting. Blaney later said the two drivers talked it out after the race, and according to him, there's no issue. He described it as a racing incident, saying Hamlin got loose on exit and ended up higher than expected. The contact, in his view, wasn't intentional. And honestly, if you look at the replay, there's some truth to that. Hamlin does drift higher than usual, but at the same time, Blaney is pushing aggressively on exit as well. It's one of those situations where both drivers are fighting for every inch, and there's just not enough space. But here's the bigger question. How many times have we seen something like this involving Hamlin? Over the past few seasons, he's been involved in multiple similar moments. Situations where he gets aggressive on corner exit, opens up his line, and puts drivers in tight spots. We've seen it with Ross Chastain, with Kyle Larson, and even with Chase Elliott in past races. Now, to be fair, this is NASCAR. Aggression is part of the sport. Every top driver pushes the limits. But when similar incidents keep happening, drivers start to notice. And while Blaney is brushing this one off, you have to wonder how long that patience lasts, not just for him, but for the rest of the field. Because at some point, drivers stop calling it just racing and start responding differently on track. Looking at the standings so far, both Blaney and Hamlin are exactly where you'd expect them to be. They're near the top, putting together consistent performances and looking like serious championship contenders early in the season. But while those two are getting attention, there's another storyline that deserves a closer look. Shane Van Gisbergen has been one of the most impressive drivers so far this year, and it's not just on road courses anymore. Right now, he's sitting comfortably in the playoff picture, and more importantly, he's showing consistency across all track types. Aside from a couple of rough races, like Daytona where things got chaotic, and Las Vegas where early damage hurt his day, he's been incredibly solid. We're talking about multiple strong finishes, steady points accumulation, and a clear upward trend in performance. What really stands out is how much he's improved on oval tracks. Not long ago, that was considered his biggest weakness. Early in his NASCAR career, he struggled to keep up on ovals, often finishing near the back of the field. But that's changed, fast. Over time, he's gotten more comfortable, more confident, and more competitive. Now, instead of just surviving oval races, he's actually competing in them, and that's a huge difference. This kind of rapid improvement is rare, especially at the top level of NASCAR. At the same time, Trackhouse Racing as a whole hasn't looked as strong as expected. There have been a lot of changes within the organization, new roles, new crew chiefs, and adjustments behind the scenes, and right now it feels like the team is still trying to find its rhythm. Interestingly, Van Gisbergen seems to be the one benefiting the most from stability, especially with his team setup staying more consistent compared to others. Meanwhile, Ross Chastain is still competitive, but hasn't quite reached the same level of consistency so far this season. If Trackhouse can regain the speed they showed in previous seasons, this could get very interesting. Because if Van Gisbergen continues on this trajectory, he won't just be fighting to make the playoffs, he could start pushing towards the front regularly. And while it's still early in the season, the signs are definitely there. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Ryan Blaney made the right call by moving on from the Hamlin incident? And how far can Shane Van Gisbergen go this season? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more daily NASCAR updates right here on NASCAR World News. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.